go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start today on all fours. If you need a pillow underneath your knees or a blanket, anything to get comfortable. We're going to take some deep breaths in as we just start to gently move this body on this day, as we start to gain some calm and nurturing energy to help guide us through the rest of this practice. So when you do this, first step is to connect with your breath, right? You're inhaling to move backwards towards those heels and exhaling to bring it forward. The second step is then to start to connect with that body to make sure that you're not stuck in your mind, but that you're moving in the way that serves your body the best. So that must mean pushing away from the ground with your hands. It might mean, lingering a little longer when you move back towards your heels. All just little things to get in tune, in touch with your body as you continue to breathe deep. Breathe long, breathe slow. And then reverse those circles if you haven't already to create that balance, calm balance, nurturing energy that we're going for today. That's why we chose to show up. That's what we want, and that's what we have when we take the time to breathe and move. All right, sit back on those heels to give your wrists a little break. Roll them out one way, one the other. And then sitting on those heels, you can take your hands up on your inhale. And exhale, let it release. If this doesn't feel good and you need to sit on your bottom or a chair, do it. We're going to be here for just a few minutes to open up the top half of our bodies. So to create calm, we're going to inhale up. And exhale, let one arm release and reach up, grow our side bodies, make space for baby. Exhale, bringing it down, switching to the opposite side, big inhale. And then exhale, both hands come down, we roll our shoulders out. Let's try that one more time, creating a little balance now that we know what we're doing. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. All right, third time's the charm. This time to nurture our bodies. You might even close your eyes so you can get in touch with how you're feeling. To inhale up. Exhale, reach. And again, if you're like, I don't want to sit in this spot, come up on your knees, stand up, inhale up, nurture yourself. Exhale, reach. Inhale up, exhale, lower. And then we'll all come up on our knees or stand up, whatever your kind of position you find yourself in. Put your hands in those pretend back pockets. Roll the shoulders back and look up. And then exhale, come back to all fours. This time, make your knees a little wider than hip distance. So when you sit back on your heels, you have room for baby, and you can come onto your forearms and shift right to left, working into our hips, creases, maybe getting our lower back. And since I'm not going to do anything crazy here, let your head and neck release. If you're looking up at me, maybe even roll the neck, meaning just let it rotate right to left as you sway side to side, working out the lower back perhaps. Sometimes it's our hips. And of course, you can come out of it a little. You can slide your body forward or back. You play with the motion to find the movement that feels the best for you. To calm your mind, to calm your body. Sometimes it takes moving it, right? All right, go ahead and come back up to all fours. So this time, I would like you to, when you're on all fours, reach one foot out to the side. So now you're stretching the inner side of that leg. You're pushing through the pinky side of the extended leg. And once you got it, look down towards the ground And if you want to come to your forearms, you can. You don't have to. It's more of a choice. There's no preference. There's not a right way to do this one. The whole intention is we're going to balance out the sides of our bodies by stretching that inner groin. So you rock up, you rock back. Give yourself maybe 2 more breaths here. And then bring it back to all fours. We'll sit back on those heels so we can take a little bit of a break with our wrists for 1 second. We'll roll the head around. And again, sometimes, your wrists, like with more weight and just in general with all the texting we do, it can create a sore spot. So take time to nourish and nurture those wrists. Maybe interlace your fingers, push your hands out. That feels good. Bring it up. You made it. You did it, ladies. This is amazing. Bringing it back down, letting one more lady in. Perfect. So we'll switch to the other side. Atara, welcome. We are coming to all fours in our comfortable position and extending a leg out to stretch the inner thigh. And then you can rock back and forth here. You can take it down to the forearms if that feels better or deeper. I would suggest if you're having any low back issues to hug baby in a little bit so that the weight of the baby doesn't pull on the lower back, but that your core is engaged. And of course, you're breathing deeply, fully, ideally, and calmly. All right, bringing it back up. We'll go ahead and take ourselves back into our chosen seated position, whether that be on your bum or sitting on the heels or sitting on those knees. We're going to take the flow like we did in the beginning. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, extension. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bringing it up. Exhale, letting it down, rolling the shoulders out. And now wherever you find yourself, taking your upper body around to open up your lower body, your hips a little bit. So if you're seated, that would look like this. If you're standing, it might look more like this. If you're on your knees, but we're trying to just make a circle with our lower body and upper body so that we can open up the pelvis area, making sure we go in both directions. Beautiful. All right. One more time. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, extension. Inhale, up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, up. Exhale, find your way back to all fours. So I'm going to give a couple options for this next little bit. So if all fours feels good to you and you want to practice hugging baby in and looking up and rounding, it's called cat-cow, right? And not doing it so as a robot, but more organic, where you can even come back towards the heels and sneak up like you can envision like an animal, maybe a snake slithering through, right? So this is something that's great for our spines, great for our hips, but for some of us it just doesn't feel good and we need more of a resting position. You can open up the knees a little wider and either stay up like this or start to come down. You can use your pillow, and similar to what we did a little earlier with that child's pose where you're working those inner hips. And from here, to get your spine a little loose, you can play with your neck, right? Just a very gentle. You might look up, you might look down towards baby. You might also use the strength of your forearms to pull you through, right? And then last but not least, if you feel you have a little more energy today, or you want a little more, you can come back to all fours And then come to your toes and lift your knees up to get that inverted V position. I find that I have to make my feet a little wider usually the further along in pregnancy I am. And then you can bend one knee and bend the other. So that gets into your, it gets, yeah, it does feel really good. Gets into your lower back, it gets into your legs. But with any of these three choices, the whole idea is that you're tuning into your body and your breath to choose the movement that works for you. And even if we all chose the same one, we all chose all fours, we're going to do cat and cow, right? We're going to look different if we're listening to our bodies. And so this is our little mini training right now to get in tune with what you need in this moment to feel a little more calm, a little more release. And if what you don't need is another choice, because we're thrown at, I would say stick with these really lovely cat cows that you can then be playful and roll your hips around. Get your spine, look at your baby, bring it down. And then, of course, connecting with our breath. So we're just going to do this for maybe a minute of this, I call it intuitive body movement. So I've kind of given you an outline, a couple choices. And so right now we're taking the time to figure out what our body needs. And if you're really confused and just want to look and do what I do, I mean, I invite that, of course. But once you get a movement that feels good, I would look back down. One, it's better for your neck and head. But two, it allows you to go inward and figure out what your body's telling you, which is a great skill to have during pregnancy and beyond. So I'm going to kind of stop talking for the next 30 seconds or so that you can tune into what you need and do. Yeah. How you doing? You get your babies to it so well. They do their own little yoga practice every day before they're, even able to walk or move. They're like practicing all the right movements they need. You're our best teacher. All right, let's come on up. Come up to your seated. How did that feel for everybody? Are we good? Let's see, I can't see everybody, but I don't know. I just want to check in real quick. We got about 10 minutes left to make sure that we're all feeling okay before we transition. Thumbs up or anything to let me know that you're okay. Nice. Okay. I see you. Yes. Perfect. Nice. All right. I'm good. Okay, Ashley, thank you. All right. So now we've done that. We've kind of worked to open up our backside and our front side. I want to slide onto our bottoms into a seated position, making sure our pillow or blanket's handy to give us a little bit of height here. So by sitting on top of something, and you might need 2 or 3 things, you can not only create space for baby, but for you to sit a little taller. Ideally, your knees, if your knees are lower than your hips, usually it feels really good the bigger you get, plus it gives more space in the lower back. So come to your comfortable seated position and then take one leg out. So we've done a lot of bent knee work today. So we're going to lengthen a leg, rotate an ankle, right? So we have our ankle. Can you rotate it one way, rotate it the other? And then inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, floating it high and wide. Inhale up. So we did this before, but we didn't have one leg open, right? So it feels a little different. Inhale up. And if it's like really uncomfortable with your lower back, that just means you need to get a little higher on something. So you're at home, grab another pillow, grab another blanket, grab some height here. Oh my gosh, that feels better for me already. Okay. So I give you a second to do that, and then we'll do one more round. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, expand. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it down and give yourself one backstroke on each side. Oh, lovely. And then we'll gently pull in the extended leg and reset real quick. Maybe even close your eyes, calming our bodies and our brains by focusing on how our body feels right now. Maybe taking one hand to baby and one hand to heart, and moving our focus to our babies. And it's not, motherhood in this day and age, there's so many different things to think about on top of whatever life you came from, right? Before starting motherhood. And it's not that you have to shut any part of your life down, but the muscle to train to focus on what you want to focus on. Ooh, that is oh so powerful. And right now, with our one hand on our heart and one hand on our baby, we're focusing on our babies and ourselves, right? Heart and baby connected. And then when we move our hands, take one hand to your right leg, one hand to your left leg. You can focus on how does the right leg feel? How does the left leg feel? And the actual touch that we're playing with right now, it's such a powerful tool as we train our brains and our bodies to focus on what we want. One more deep breath together. Big inhale all the way down to baby and into those strong legs. Exhale. Let's go ahead and extend the other leg. Nice. And then we will inhale, raising both hands up. Exhale, raise it high. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Teeter totter. Hey, baby boy. Inhale up. And exhale, bringing our arms down. Yeah, let's rotate the ankle like we did on the other side. Do you want to come closer? You want to rotate an ankle? Our feet are so powerful. I like most of the classes I do, I start standing because I think that's important work. But today, this Saturday, I was like, let's have a little fun on the floor, and we can still get into those spots. We can still get into our feet, but in a different way. All right, Arvid, you ready? We're going to do one more round of this breath work. Inhale up. Exhale, extend. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it down. And gently take that foot back in. Take that breath, that moment for you and your baby. And with just a few minutes left of our class here, I would like you to make your way into your final resting position. I can give options. You can stay in this nice seated position that you've created with your blankets. You can come into a nice side lying position. And so I'd say if you're going to come down to side lying or your back, I would recommend rolling down to get a little bit of back massage. So by taking your knees up, you roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down. Maybe taking your hands above your head. And then even with your feet close to your bottom, you can start to lift your hips up and try to take your knees away from your head, so away from you, to get some extension, and then rolling it back down one vertebrae at a time. Such a nice way to reset our spine. And from here, you can come to your side if you want to hang out there, or you can stay on your back if you're comfortable and have pillows to prop you up. Your choice. Your choice. As we come back to our calm space that you've created, where the real yoga begins, it's not about poses, it's really about this mind body connection and realizing that um, the beauty of your own true nature, so that you can be exactly what your baby needs, and also be a source of healing in this world. So as you let your breath return to normal, however that may be, you may take a moment to use the technique we learned today and take your hand and touch wherever in your body you're feeling tension. Maybe your shoulders, maybe your hips, and breathe into that spot and let yourself know that it's okay to release, it's okay to let go. Kind of bring a little focus there so that you can release anything that you're holding on to, wherever that may be. If you don't feel any tension or any pain right now, you might take your hand to your baby and your heart, or one or the other, and send some love and joy and strength there. And welcome to relaxation. Oh, he's such a... I couldn't have timed that better, Arvid. Are you saying that we can't relax too long? Or that relaxation is just a state of mind? Now, you are welcome to stay there as long as you want. Yes. But not me and Arvid. Me and Arvid are going to get up. We're going to do our namaste to you. So if this is something you want to join us with, you can unmute your mic and say namaste to us. If you want to stay where you are, no problem. But I've thoroughly enjoyed the last, 20, 25 minutes of movement with you. And we definitely, honor the light that's in you. The purple and pinks, I love those. Those are two of my favorite colors too. The calm energy, wherever it may be, and may his noise, it's so funny. I said, welcome to relaxation, and almost immediately he squealed. May it be a reminder to all of us that that relaxation doesn't necessarily mean pulling out your mat and breathing, although it can. It could just be in the moments that you find yourself throughout your day, or right before you go to bed. In this moment, it's available to us whenever we choose it. So with that, we will close our class. The mama and the baby that's on top of me honors the mama and baby that's inside you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. This was actually different than other sessions, Jessica. Jenica, that's what I felt. It's because I didn't know the power of like sitting and doing the exercises. That, it feels definitely different. It's like I found it more calming.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice. No, I wanted to try